everybody, and welcome to Toyah at Home, and happy Christmas. I can't wait. I'm hoping that I'm going to get 3 or 4 days off over Christmas and just be with Robert, opening presents and eating things that I shouldn't be eating and just having lots and lots of fun, and I hope it's the same for you too. I mentioned in my last broadcast last week that I was going to give Robert a present that would remind him of being homesick when he's away on tour. So we're just going to quickly have a look at him opening this present. So when you're in hotels around the world at Christmas and you're homesick, what do you tell me that you've seen in the foyer?
I have seen often a wonderful Christmas tree all set up, but there are train sets.
So, and you've always loved these train sets. They've made you homesick.
Very much so. There's something about them. And there was one also in the hotel in Edinburgh before Crimson with Mr. Bill flew off.
And you love snow domes.
I love snow domes. Oh!
So turn it on upside down. Okay. And now write it. And is the train coming out? And there's your train.
Oh! With Father Christmas in his sleigh going the other way.
Welcome home, baby. So that was Robert opening his snow globe, which I found in Padstow in the Christmas shop a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely excellent shop. And when I saw that this snow globe had a train that went round and round and round, I just had to get it for Robert, because historically he has always toured right up till Christmas and been terribly homesick. And he found that in the lobbies of hotels from Osaka to Tokyo to Seattle to New York, where the Christmas trees were up and there'd always be a train set going round. He even discovered one, I think, in Edinburgh when he was touring Edinburgh one Christmas, and he'd phone up and he'd go, I want to come home, I want to be home for Christmas. So to give him that, it just lets him know that he's settled. I doubt that he'll ever be touring up till Christmas ever again. All of that is changing. He is 75 and we want him home. So that is a very poignant present. The song we're going to cover this week, for me, is such a goodie because it's an example of holding on to something you believe in. In the Court of the Crimson Queen, we started to write it, Simon Darlow and I, in 2007. It had a life because the musical in London at the Scoop Theatre of Crime and Punishment used virtually every song off this album around 2016, 2017. And then we realised that this album needed a physical release. And historically, Demon Music have always sold a lot of my albums. Safari have always licensed them to Demon. So I went to Demon and I said, look, this is such popular music. It's been covered in a musical. Sensational has been used in a Weight Watchers advert. This needs a proper physical release. What do you think about it? Because Demon Music normally release heritage music. They hadn't done new releases and they agreed to do it, and it was an instant hit. It just charted. But we needed one more song on the album. And this album came out, I believe, about 2018. And in January, which was literally 3 months before its release, we wanted a brand new exclusive song to open this album, which my fans already knew the music to. And Simon had very reluctantly done an improvisation on his guitar, and how many years earlier? 4 or 5 years earlier. And when he did it, I said, Simon, that's a hit. That sequence is a hit. It later became the chorus for Dance in the Hurricane, and he just didn't like it. But what he did get from it was the introduction that Robert reads at the very beginning of the album, which I would happily have removed if we ever print this album again. And Simon had this idea that he wanted courtiers like bowing to the Crimson Queen. I mean, it's just not me at all. And this led into this piece that became Dance in the Hurricane. And we were in the studio January 2018, and I said, Simon, this is the hit, this section. I danced in the hurricane with the God who has no name. That's the hit. And eventually he agreed to work on it, and I got him to work on it. And this is the book of lyrics for In the Court of the Crimson Queen. I always have a kind of Bible of lyrics, and this is it. And I'm going to read you the original lyric I sang to the track to encourage Simon to complete the work on the song. So this is chorus. I'm shouting in the hurricane. It took my life to write this song. I've walked 1,000,000 miles and I will never believe I am wrong. Surrounded by a sea of change, one constant thing remains. If doubt extinguishes my light, I will reignite that flame. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And then this verse became the opening verse about my mother. Somewhere deep in the ether, my mother calls my name. Though we were never friends, she still protects me. Daughter, she calls, it'll work out in the end. Every day you spend, you're a light like a candle in the night. I sang all this to Simon, and he said, what are you trying to say? And I'm saying this is a song about living with grief. And I've always called grief the void we live and learn to walk around. And I said there's something about grief and the way that we are structured in our lives and the way we have developed as human beings, that grief is a very vital part of who and what we are. Therefore, I firmly believe that grief is a connection to eternity. It is something that makes us eternal. And I want this song to recognize the pain of grief, but also the very strange beauty of it and how it makes us greater people living in the physical. And Simon completely got this at that point. And as soon as we redeveloped and re-realized the chorus and Simon's input came in, he came up with a beautiful line, like a tear in a broken frame. I mean, my goodness, that just connects to everyone in the audience so powerfully. We knew we were onto a winner. I didn't realize how big a winner this was until we played it live first. I think it was called the Liquid Rooms in Edinburgh, when I looked out over a very crowded room, I mean super crowded, and all these men were singing it back with tears in their eyes. And I phoned Simon afterwards and I went, Simon, we've done it. We've done it. This is the new Toyah classic. And it was such a proud moment, so proud, when you know that you've reached people with something that you've lived through, you've experienced, that you want to articulate, that means something greater than sadness. And it was there, it was there. I'm just going to read you the second verse, which is part of the original lyric. So this is the original lyric, which I always write by hand. And then we start typing them up and chipping away at them. My father reaches out from deep within my heart. If I'm feeling sad, I can hear him ask, why the self-pity? Why stop the fight? It's not what you own, It's the bright, bright light. Ah, yes, it's so wonderful. And even though the lyric formed into something much more song-shaped and lyrical, the meaning was there. I wanted a song about the eternal connection between my father and my mother, and how that they instruct and inform my life still, even though they're not here in the physical. God, I didn't realise that verse was so powerful. I love it. I will probably use it in something else. This song was not originally called Hurricane. It was originally called The Flame. And I still love that title, The Flame. It means so much. It's something that's fragile, that's precious, that's kind of has to be created, but also can be blown out. So this is great. Me doing this podcast, I'm now going to go away and work on a song called The Flame. It's lovely, and I love that I just keep these books. You know, you never get rid of these books. They mean so much, and there's so many ideas in these that just come out of dreams or little instinctive moments or conversations you have. So there you go. And a journalist asked me today, how do you know the music you're doing is right? And I've always said this, and I said to her, because I burst into tears. And there are moments when I rehearse shows, stage shows, if I have to sing in them. It takes quite a few performances for me to get through a song because I get so moved, and this is one of them. And there are days when I go to shows and I just need the show to feel grounded and to feel that I'm in the right place and that everything I put up with in the daytime is worth it because of the show. And sometimes doing Hurricane, it just brings me back to why I do this, because it is such a powerful song. And for people who hear it for the first time, and there are many at Toyah shows, because a lot of people, I'm on their bucket list to come and hear sing, and they don't necessarily know my work. And you just see them and they're transfixed, and there's a recognition going on. And Dance in the Hurricane, that is one of the most powerful songs of my career. So here it is at Putney Half Moon. Enjoy. Have a wonderful Christmas. Don't forget, we are back tonight. Toyah and Robert's Burning Questions is back. We got a brand new one for you. We've got a brand new Sunday lunch for you tomorrow. And I will see you next week for Toyah at Home. But I am wishing you happy Christmas, because let's start the party now. Stay safe, everyone, and bye for now. In a hurricane with a God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain. Hold on to love, take a chance on life, said the mother who gave me my name. Her voice from the ether calls, daughter, don't look back, you'll never fall. I held your little soul in my hands for so long, thinking only heaven knows how life will write your song. Be loud, be heard, be proud, she said, if you want it, you got it. I danced in a hurricane with a God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never change. One constant law remains, love the life, dance again. My father lives in my dreams, saying all is not as it seems. You are what you believe. Be the person you want to be, without a shadow of a doubt. Live your life out if you want it, you got it. I danced in the hurricane with the God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never tame. One constant law remains: love your life, dance again. Run my rules. Don't look back, you'll never fall. I held your little soul. In the hurricane with the God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never tame. One constant